Hello everybody, I'm Raphael Perry and it's time for some more Beggar's Road. Now, in the last episode, Jose the Hungry set off on his adventures, met up with Yolandi the Liar, a quite untrustworthy individual who is spectacularly good at fighting without a weapon. We also managed to come by Engelbert the Wanderer, a former soldier is a polite way to put it, in all reality a deserter. He appears to be wearing some kind of invisible protective gear, but isn't actually wearing anything of the kind. Now, Jose has an old wound which causes him to begin each run wounded. I'm not sure if that means each playthrough, or every time we leave a town to go somewhere he will be receiving the wounded status. Either way, it means he is more fragile than the other two. So if we get hold of any defensive item, such as armour, he should be the highest priority for now. Since Yolande's nickname is the Liar, she could get us into a lot of trouble. It doesn't seem to have happened yet, but we should still be careful. Given that she has a very bad reputation and is quite capable of fighting without a weapon, she gets the lowest priority when it comes to equipment. Engelbert the Wanderer is the most capable warrior in the group, not quite as lucky or witty as our Liar. So he should get first priority on weapon, second priority on armour, but first defensive item goes to Jose the Hungry, second defensive item goes to Engelbert the Wanderer, who then gets highest priority for defensive items because he's good in a fight. Now, we also discovered a dead messenger who I believe we tried to help, who was carrying a message for the bishop. And we'd like to try and deliver that. Now, previously, Maastricht, because there's three forces, isn't there? There's the bishop's forces for loyalists. There's the not sure about these two, the outlaws. I know there's the guild masters. We also risked a journey to the abandoned monastery. Now, we took a message for the bishop's men to Maastricht, but that's not really where the bishop's influence is. Tongeren, farmlands. I seem to remember Tongeren having a hint of the favour of the bishop. Liege, the bishop's guard, so it seems to be important. So let's try to travel to Liege, bearing in mind we have how much food? Enough for 2 journeys. So we will not go to Liege, then the farmlands. Can we go directly to the farmlands? Yes, we could. We've got plenty of money, so we could actually, I mean, we're right here. Okay. Market. We could absolutely purchase some food. We could get ourselves a hatchet. A nice tool for when we go work in the farms. Save up for some padded coat, a gambeson dyed with madder, which makes it red. Leather armour. Obviously, lots of things are still very expensive. And braving the ruins was a risk. I don't think we can afford to take on any more travellers. Looking in the tavern, here's the old boy who runs the place and the bardmaid. Okay, we're good. We'll look for recruits. Haha, 251 deniers for a disgraced knight. his stats aren't necessarily that good, so maybe he comes with really good equipment. Stinking farmhand for 110 deniers. Bloomin' heck. These people are expensive. Right, let's leave the town. I say we go back to the farmhands. The farmlands. Work a bit, as that seems to keep us in food. Oh, and an optional encounter. I didn't click on it this time. The pit by the road. A man-deep hole gapes beside the road. Road, not round. The hole is round, and the road is going around it. And I think I see a kind of P and an I, or that could be an R. Something going for so it looks like an M and a D. Anyway. A man-deep hole gapes beside the road, half grown with brambles. Fresh dirt at the edge says someone fell in this week. From below, a low, exhausted voice calls up, "Hello? I can pay. I can really pay, just don't go." We don't have any rope, so we'll find vines, branches, anything we can try to help with. The road moves on. Whatever you choose, you live with. Yeah, but I clicked... I didn't click that option. I'm actually going to reload, because I'm not... Oh. Oh, wait. It's just loading now. So, some kind of autosave? Okay, well, here we are. We'll go to the fields and work a shift. We can hunt rabbits. Farmers don't mind. They eat the crops anyway. Yeah, but do we have the stats for it? Looks like it's luck. 13 deniers. Yeah, that's less than 3 days' food, isn't it? The farm road. We're not going to rob anyone. Okay, we'll leave the farm, head down to Liege, where it's very expensive. Okay, a wagon clatters past. The driver doesn't slow. We want to go to not the guild quarters, not the back alleys, the cathedral square. St. Lambert's Cathedral looms over the square. Pilgrims pray. Pickpockets work. Priests watch both. Alderman Pickard works for the commune. He has a contract. A stout man in expensive wool who smells of ink and ambition. He smiles the way a merchant smiles, with calculation behind every tooth. In these days, the calculation always circles back to Burgundy. He doesn't trust us. Very well, let's beg for alms. A passing priest gives you a few deniers and a lecture on industry. The deniers are more useful. And food! Excellent. To the market. Let's purchase 5 provisions for 18 coins. And then wish we had the deniers for one of these fancy fine items. We do not, sadly. Although... a walnut padded coat. Excellent. I like the way they're... Oh, some of these are really gorgeous. And far beyond our price. Let's step in the tavern. 2 journeymen are about to come to blows at the next table. One has fists like bricks. The other has the look of a man who is faster than he looks. What? Let's slip out the side door, leave them to it. You leave them to it. By the time you return, both men have been thrown out and the rest of the room is quietly relieved. We've interacted with most of these people before. Look for recruits. 71 deniers for Marta the Wanderer, a cut purse. Let's just not. Very good luck, though. Again, I have a concern here. So let's head out of town. When we get in combat, we get to choose the target of Josser the Hungry's attacks. We don't get to choose targets for Yolande the Liar or Engelbert the Wanderer. I'm not sure if they prioritise whoever he attacked. And if this is the case, is he a main character? Or is it just that he's the group leader? We can't rearrange them in any way. So, I think we want to go to Tongeren then. There do seem to be pilgrims and religious folk there. Up to the farmlands it is, where we will work another day. In the fields. 16 deniers, better than 13. And then head out of town, towards Tongeren. Dark clouds gather fast. Rain is coming. Heavy rain. You can see a barn off the road, or you can push through. Now, one reason I'm saying I don't know if we have a main character is I'm not sure if we only get the first character's stats for all these tests, or if it uses the best in the party and we can't mouse over the stat to get a value or anything. Let's try and push on through the rain. We could shelter in a barn until it passes. Maybe we'd meet other people doing the same. But we're poor. We don't have a lot of food. We need to make what time we can. The rain is brutal. You're soaked through and shivering. Someone in the party catches a chill. Yolande the Liar was hurt. Not great. The old basilica, eh? Children play among the Roman stones at the basilica's foot. They've done it for a thousand years. Agneta the Counter, mistress of the market. Okay. A smiling woman in her 30s stands at the head of the stalls, marking a slate. One eye is blue, the other a milky scar. She gives you a half smile as you approach. Let's work a shift. A long market day. You counted, fetched, ran errands. Agneta pays out from a small leather purse. You earn 9 deniers. Pretty disappointing. The tavern then? 2 old men at the corner table are shouting about whether the local bishop is better or worse than the one who came before. The argument is escalating, and Cornelis is watching with hooded eyes. We could buy both fresh drinks. Sit down and meditate. This is interesting. Maybe it will give a good impression and it will shame them into doing the same. You sit. You ask one mediate was that. You ask one careful question. They both turn to answer it. By the time they've done answering, they have forgotten what they were arguing about. Cornelis nods very slightly across the room. And here he is. Old Cornelis nods at you. The nod is precise and measured. The commune in Liege has overreached. They will be brought to heel. It is a question of when, not whether. Let's ask him what other news he knows. The bishop's nephew has been seen drunk in Cologne for 3 weeks. The bishop is officially saying he's on pilgrimage. Should we keep talking? Nope, nothing else. Got the barmaid, the old Peter. We'll head out. So the Roman market. We better get some more food. The constant need for food. Oh, you know what? Actually, if that heals everyone right now, that's great. Let's leave Tongeren. Yes, everyone is healthy. Can we get to Maastricht? We can! So the Duke's influence is stronger here. Okay, let's risk it. 3 barges left empty this morning. The captains looked nervous. The Inn of St. Servatius, the Brabant quarter, looks quite militant. The river docks, the walls. The Bishop's Hall. A stone hall behind the St. Servatius church. The bishop's men come and go here in fine cloaks. Most travellers walk a different street. Some do not. We do have Sir Otto, leader of the bishopric faction. He wears mail under a plain surcoat and treats every word like a coin he may not get back. We have 3 to 8 to committed, 3/8 of way to committed, no jobs done. We do have the stuff from the Bishop's Messenger, which I'd like to... not commit to a newcomer. Return after day 25. Sir Otto studies your movement. Studies you a moment. Not yet. Prove the Bishop's faith in you first. Then we will speak of more. I want... Okay, we'll go to the inn. Wouter looks untrustworthy. A barkeeper and a barmaid. Okay. Look for recruits. Expensive. We try the market. Today we've already running... Okay. Let's leave the city then. And try the abandoned monastery once more. Dangerous though this may be. Looks like he's not wounded, so that's good, isn't it? Stefan Janzoon is a transformed man. He walks towards you upright, level, and entirely without incident. The gait of someone who has forgotten he ever had cause to think about how he walks. New coat, he looks 10 years younger, and one secret lighter. Now, I suspect we may have a bug here. When we encountered Stefan last time, he had diarrhea, and he wanted our help to get him discreetly to a physician, without asking what ailed him. We had the option to choose to ask him or not to ask him. We chose not to ask him, but failed some kind of ability test, and ended up asking him anyway, and he ran away frustrated and didn't pay us. But the game gave us an achievement for being discreet and not asking him. So the game appears to think that we didn't ask him and he has and rewarded us in the past, which he has not, but maybe he's going to reward us now. So essentially I probably shouldn't be getting this event just yet. The man himself. He clasps your hand in both of his. You walked me to that surgeon and asked me nothing. Do you know what this is worth? Discretion, the rarest coin in Liege. He is, it seems, prepared to repay it. We could accept his coin and his friendship. Ask for a favour instead. Intelligence, not coin. Or say, I don't remember you, friend. We'll accept his coin and friendship because we're beggars and we really need it. He presses a heavy purse into your hand and will not hear a word against it. You are a friend of the House of Janzoon, he announces to the street, to no one, to everyone. You leave richer and somewhat more famous than you intended, with 40 deniers in your purse. At the abandoned monastery, the abbot has been ill for 3 days. The prior runs the house. Wait, the abandoned monastery is abandoned no more? Let's look at the courtyard. Weeds push through cracked flagstones. A well sits in the centre, its rope long rotted. Someone has been here recently. There are fresh ashes. In the chapel, the roof is half gone. Rain has ruined the frescoes, but the altar is intact and something glints beneath it. We'll search for relics again. You search every crack and crevice, nothing but dust and rat droppings. And as for the crypt, we're not going to rob the graves because this is medieval period and we are religious. Let's get the hell out of here. We're not going to camp here in case more bandits come and attack. For a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 crossed swords level of danger, higher than the Hertogenwald forest, this appears fairly safe. We need to become allied with a faction which doesn't seem to be happening anytime soon. Resolve 20 encounters. We're on the way. Let's travel to Weiss, where we will need to purchase more food. 2 men sit on stools at the foot of a bridge. One is large and quiet. The other is small and chatty. There is no toll house, no sign, no badge. Toll, says the small one pleasantly. 5 deniers per pair of boots crossing. The larger one continues picking his teeth. There's 3 of us. Shouldn't that be 15 deniers? Let's claim to be the bishop's agent. That didn't work. 3 against 2. You have the numbers. Swords don't care about fairness, but it helps. There's a big man and a wiry accomplice. Now. So he's got 4 in attack. He's got 5 in attack. We probably need to try and take him down. Intimidate strength check. Woo! Is Jose the Hungry really scary? Nope. Smack him. Get the bad man. Or not, as the case may be. Go on, lady, duff him up. A glancing blow? Oh no! Okay. Come on, my man. Oh, that's a critical wound. Okay. A 4 and a 1? Oh, 4 against 1. I see. I presume that doesn't include his toughness. Okay. Might affect morale if we're lucky. Big man gets nasty. Ugh! Well, she is a liar. She's probably going to say it doesn't hurt that badly if we ask her. If she survives long enough. Oh! Oh no! She's not lying anymore. Well, she won't get up. We'll risk it. Can we take him out? No! Come on, mate, you can do this. Or not, apparently. This may be a very short episode. Ugh! Well, it may be time to run like fuck. Or at least fight on one more round. Oh, you don't even get to choose now at all? Oh, or is it front against front, middle against middle, back against back? I don't know, but... oh well. He survives so far. Well, he who lives to run away lives to fight another day. You turn and run. Somehow you get away. Your dignity does not follow. The Meuse is brown with mud. There is a storm upriver, and we need help. 2 bargemen are shoving each other near the hearth, voices rising fast. Thomas is between them with both hands raised. Brun is reaching for an oak stick under the bar. We'll help him. You get a shoulder against the bigger one, and Thomas handles the smaller. The fight ends without a punch. Brun puts the oak stick away and brings you a free cup. Well, that's something. Thomas the Bold, not Thomas the Bald, because we know how to actually say words. I got nothing. You got almost nothing. Together we got slightly more nothing. Not slightly more than nothing. Look, he's desperate. We'll take him on. We need the numbers anyway. Back to the room. I suspect... inventory, absolutely nothing. Right. Thought so. That's going to be a problem. Okay, hang on. Hold it. I have a plan. It's a really terrible plan, by the way. Let's go to the farmlands. Work a day. Oh! A low cart creaks past, loaded with bones, hides, and offal bound for tanners. The driver pinches herbs beneath his nose, but the smell defeats all piety. Honest work in this world often smells worse. Will help push the cart through a rut. Hey! You put shoulder to wood and regret every breath, but the wheel lurches free. The driver pays of a little coin and a hard biscuit. Now, there's a plan. We'll work a day, get 19 deniers, that is phenomenal. We'll use a bandage to heal up that wound. Engelbert, what the fuck happened there? Our critically wounded deserter. Oh no. Yeah, so he's shifted. Okay, so quick recoverer. Each day has a 50% chance to heal one wound. Wish I'd noticed that before using a bandage. Anyway, if we go back to Vice with our newfound money, or Liege for the marketplace, let's try. Someone lays face down in the mud. They're not moving. Their pack is still on their back. Let's check if they're alive. They're dead, but their pack has useful supplies, food and a few coins. At least they don't need them. We got food and money. And now we will go to the marketplace in the city, where we shall purchase a weapon. Which we will not... Oh! Okay, hang on now. This is very tempting. The plan is to give the weapon to the soldier, the club to the beggar. Equip that. And equip this. Now we have a slightly better situation. Not ideal. So 5 more encounters, become allied with a faction, which won't be easy by the way, so I think we want to head to Tongeren. But we also want some more food. This place... We have enough food to get to Tongeren, and it is expensive. Here. Okay, we'll work a day in the fields. It's another small iron crucifix that belonged to Gerard's wife. Thomas, you keep complaining, man. I said to Tongeren. And we don't seem to have used any food travelling to... Oh, did we pick it up from the event? A church tithe cart sits axle deep in a rut. One wheel split. A young deacon guards it, white-knuckled, a strong box of the bishop's Jew roped under canvas. He has plainly heard what happens to tithe carts on lonely roads, and he is looking at you the way a rabbit looks at weather. Mark the cart for the roads people. So, literally make note of its location and tell them. We'll try and help out. You heave the cart back onto sound wood. The deacon nearly weeps with relief and presses on you a blessing and a name, Father Clement, who looks kindly on friends of the church. The bishop's men hear of such things, they do indeed. And now in Tongeren, let's try the tavern. Look for recruits. 362 deniers for a pretty rock solid looking knight, to be honest, although he has one eye. Order a drink. We could... Why not? Round for the whole party? Sure. You signal a serving boy and cups appear all around the party's table. Faces brighten. Someone slaps the table. Someone else slaps you back. You drink with them, and for the first time today your shoulders aren't tight. The cups empty quickly. You order more without thinking. The mood is good. Let's head out to market, buy a lot of food, And with our remaining money, seriously consider this, but no. Where can we... Roman market? No. We can try work at the old basilica again? Sure. 5 deniers. Terrible place to work, although there's only 2 of us, so the pay may be proportional. If we cycle down through the farmlands to Weiss, keep working the fields, and... Okay, 21 deniers. We're doing really well. We're trying to pick up a 3rd member of our party, but we'll also want to equip them too. Risky. Go to the bridge. We can work a shift at the bridge for the toll keeper. An old man in a worn brown cloak sits beside the toll house with a ledger balanced on his knees. He nods slowly as you approach. A day on the bridge. Tolls counted, manifests checked, eyes kept sharp. Godfrey pays from a small iron box, 5 whole deniers. Yeah, that's... Anyone we could take with us? No one affordable. A merchant, mind you. Okay. Let's head out up to Maastricht. Shut up, Thomas! Is he going to be like this all the time? He's generous, mind you. Okay, so the Inn of St. Servatius. Let's see what the Brabant Quarter has to offer. Where the Duke's people do their business. Political intrigue, whispered deals, and men in fine clothes who smile too much. Sergeant Arnaud, who knows us. Work. There are jobs here. So, the loose tongue. Sounds like we've got to go beat someone up. The Bishop's errand. Guard the Pilgrim Road. We're not really guard-worthy material just yet. The skimmed tithe. Sounds like investing it. Let's just go for this one. Father Clement needs someone to attend a meeting at the cloister of St. Servatius here in town. Observe. Remember faces. Report what you hear. The bishop has interest in what the merchants discuss when they think God isn't listening. We will accept the job. So, meeting at the cloister of St. Servatius. Got it. You are recognised and asked to leave. Clement sighs. Subtlety is a skill, not a gift. We'll try again. But he pays us. Presumably, the rest of these are a bit harder. Guard the Pilgrim Road. I think we need a 3rd body. So let's try the Inn of St. Servatius. Any affordable recruits? Not of the affordable variety. Food is very low. To market. 10 will get me 2. 18 will get me 5, which is a better exchange rate. There we go. And with 54 coins... Ooh, if only... Well, maybe we could get a few more somehow. I'll go to the Bishop's Hall. So Otto wants us to prove our faith in the Bishop first. Fair enough. So, returning to the Brabant Quarter, let's try the loose tongue. Sergeant Arnaud tips his head towards the noise in the square. There's a man preaching in the Brabant Quarter. Says the bishop's tithes are theft and the saints are deaf, and the crowd grows by the hour. Go and lower his voice. Quietly if you can. Loudly if you must. We'll accept the job. Oh, there's a heretical preacher and a riled-up follower. All right, let the fight begin. Duff him up. Okay, we got a hit in. That's something. With our short sword, no less. And with a club, bosh! Damage. They're going to fight back, though. Not as effectively as we might have hoped. Well, as they might have hoped. Ow! We'll work on that. Fight on. So, why do these guys not get to choose their targets in combat, but our first character did? Is this some special ability we're not familiar with? Here comes... Oh, that's good. That's not so good. Okay. Fight on. I think we can do this. Depends who he's at. Well, that's good. Rard up follower drops her weapon. Mercy, please! Let him surrender. And take stuff from the dead guy. You take everything they have. 13 deniers. They slink away, hating you. Well, the living one does. We will absolutely take a club. Back to the Brabant Quarter. Doesn't seem to... Okay, hang on. And back to market where we're going to sell that club or keep it to give to a new recruit. With 86 deniers and 5 food. Yes. We'll leave Maastricht, and Engelbert will equip the armour, which is covering up most of his clothes. We're seeing some of his shoulders behind, so it's not a perfect fit. Maybe it is a bit too small. Right, so the plan now is to go back to the farmlands. Oh, right. Ah, shit. Messed up. Okay. Back to Weiss. Where there's no good work, should have maybe gone to Tongeren. We'll go to the bridge, work a day, get 8 deniers, go back. Should I have clicked end of the day instead? Probably. Go to the fish market, buy a little bit of food. It's not worth selling, it's worth keeping until... Okay, we'll go to the tavern, look for recruits, no one affordable. But when we leave, we can head to the farmlands and work a day. Let's toil in the fields for 19 deniers, that's great. For... There's a little bit of... We can probably pick up someone cheap in the outskirts, I'm thinking. But we need to also get food. So down to Liege then. A family trudges ahead of you. A man, a woman and 3 children. They look exhausted. The smallest child is being carried. They eye you with fear. We'll ask if they've seen anything dangerous on the road. The man talks quietly. Soldiers on the road south. Bandits in the forest. A merchant caravan heading to Maastricht with heavy guard. Useful. Unfortunately, on the road south, you find a body by the side of the road. He has been dead for a while. Birds have been at him. His boots, however, look considerably better than yours. Let's search him thoroughly. Your wits fail you. Things do not go as planned. Did we get it? We didn't get attacked by bandits. That's something. So to market we shall go, where we shall purchase provisions. Let's go to the Cathedral Square. He's for the commune. So not... The bishop's power seems poor. Let's beg. 11 deniers and 2 food. A pious widow drops coins into your hand and prays for your soul. You thank her with convincing sincerity. And now with that money, we'll head to the tavern. 2 of the bishop's footmen enter and approach you. You. Name. Business. Make it quick. We got a fucking deserter in the party. But if we try to lie and mess it up, it's going to go badly for us, so might as well own up. They write it down in a small book. You'll be on a list now. Pierre watches the whole exchange from the bar. Well, let's get a recruit who isn't on the list. Arno, the one-eyed merchant, wants a load of money. Nah, not happening. Back we go. Let's get out of town before things get even worse. We'll go to the outskirts. An old woman tends a small fire by the gate of the next town. She is burning lice out of cloth, methodically, garment by garment. The smell is what it is. She nods to you. For the entry, she says, 1 denier and I'll run your cloak through the smoke. 2 deniers and I'll do all of you. Otherwise, the gatekeeper's check you himself, and he'll not be gentle. Pay for the treatment. Need 20 deniers. There's only 2 of us, not 10. Let's watch and see if we can copy the process later. She catches you staring too closely and whacks you with a stirring spoon. The Q laughs with savage relief. Well, we tried. 2 of the older shanty dwellers haven't been seen in days. Nobody is asking. Well, in the shanty camp, old Sana is there. Doesn't trust us. Beg from the desperate. No. Scavenge the refuge heaps a bit. A wiry old woman in patched layers picks over a heap of refuse with a long iron hook. She watches you sidelong as you approach. Her teeth are mostly gone, but we can work a bit. You sort, sift, scavenge. By dusk, you've a small pile worth trading. Jehan tallies your share. Jehan is a man's name. We'll go back. Can we get... Nope. We can't get recruits at the city gates. Okay. Can we go... No. Well, bugger. Back to the city then. While we're here, we'll beg for alms and get a single denier. The other beggars chase your fair patch. Professional territory, apparently. I mean, yeah, one of us is wearing armour. The guild quarter, we could probably get work there. In the tavern, there is nobody affordable. So we will take our food and head towards the farmlands where there's much money to be made. A small stone shrine to the Virgin Mary stands at a crossroads. Flowers and coins have been left by travellers. The paint is faded, but someone tends it. We'll each leave a coin and pray. Because it's the Middle Ages and we are religious. And superstitious. You kneel briefly. Whether God hears or not, you feel calmer. The road ahead seems less threatening, and might actually be. Well, we'll work the fields a bit, and end the day. The cow has loosened the cabbages. 2 children are chasing it. Badly. Well, let's head off. To Tongeren! Our wounds have healed, his have not. We should probably try and get a bandage, because he is wounded. We have another storm. Let's shelter in a barn this time. See how it does. You wait out the storm. Dry and rested, but it costs time. The barn smells of old hay and animal history. By which they mean dung. In which case, we'll go to the old basilica and work a bit. A pilgrim with cracked feet asks Adnika if she'd give a denier for a blessing at the basilica. She glances at you, half smiling. We'll give one of our own. Mock him quietly to her, pretend you didn't hear, because she's testing us to see how we'll react. The pilgrim blesses you with the dirt of 3 roads. Agnita gives you a long look you can't quite read. A long market day. You counted, fetched, ran errands. Agnita pays out from a small leather purse. Decent enough amount. Let's go to the tavern. Peter the Pilgrim closes his book and looks across at you. Friend, may I ask you something? Strangers ask each other things only on pilgrimage. The road forgives it. Of course. Ask away, my friend. You can buy him a cup first. He would appreciate that. Maybe we'll just see what he asks. He asks you what you fear most. You answer honestly, or you don't, but you take the question seriously. He nods slowly when you finish. Thank you. I've been afraid of the wrong thing for 10 years. You've given me something. Bless you. He picks up his book. Anyone here who could... Oh god, no. Not with these funds. We'd have to do a lot more work. We need to go to market. Buy food. A bandage for 18. Sure, what the hell. There's a plan. We leave Tongeren. Thomas uses a bandage. We head to the farmlands for work. A merchant sits by his overturned cart, cursing. Crates of goods are scattered across the road. He sees you and waves frantically. Well, we can help him right the cart if we can. There's no point trying to rob him. If we rob him, he may remember us. And we're trying to build an honourable reputation at the moment. There's not much money in it, but hey. You strain, but the cart barely gives. The merchant sighs. Thanks for trying. He gives you a few deniers anyway. Better than nothing. At the farm, we'll work the field for the day. The plough horse has gone lame mid-furrow. Gerard kneels beside her with a face you can't read. We'll help him examine the hoof and hope we don't get kicked in the face if the horse doesn't like our presence. You find a stone wedged in the frog. The frog! Out it comes. The mare blows in your face. Gerard grunts approval. Gerard pays you and presses a wrapped loaf into your hand. The road. Don't argue. He gives us 21 deniers. And presumably some food? Away we go to Weisse. This is going to be dangerous. We'll then head up to Maastricht and try and do... Ooh, what is this? A herald in the Prince Bishop's colours reads a proclamation from a mounting block. New levies, old loyalties, for protection of Mother Church. A lean man at the front keeps cutting in. And who feeds us while we pay? And the herald's voice is climbing towards panic. We can take up the heckler's cry, hear it out, or tell him to keep his mouth shut, or help him do so if he needs it. The church approves of us so far. You set a hand on the loud man's shoulder, friendly but heavy, and he subsides with a glare. The herald finishes, catches your eye, and gives us the small nod of a man who remembers a useful face. Otto's peace is kept by such small kindnesses. And onward to Weiss we go, where it's not... Look, we'll work a shift at the day at the toll bridge because we need to basically work everywhere just to keep our costs up. A cart pulls up with too much hay for a market run. Something underneath. The driver won't meet your eyes. We can ask Godfrey to check it himself. We'll check the cart properly, if we can. You find 3 rolls of Brabant wool under the hay. Godfrey taxes it properly, and the driver pays without further argument. You let the wagon slip through without counting. Godfrey notices. He pays you less and doesn't explain. How? How do we get both these results? I think this obviously needs patching. In the Riverside Tavern, is there anyone? Yeah! Lutgard the Hungry, a beggar. He's not much in a fight. He's cheap. He's got good luck. I think we'll say no for now. And market, we could do with 2 days food, couldn't quite do. Ah. Okay, sure. Buy the food. And then head on up to Maastricht again. One encounter away from the end of the chapter, and then things should ramp up. Maybe then the abandoned monastery will become dangerous again. So, let's head to the Brabant Quarter once more. The skimmed tithe. We can try. Clement lowers his voice. A tithe collector in the lower quarter has been keeping more than his share, and the commune has put men around him, so no one collects from the collector. Go and collect. This is a fight, isn't it? Probably. Oh, yeah. Uh-oh. Intimidate. Yeah. That's good. That's not a club, that's a sword he's got there. Bash him! Bash him good! Okay, he's got armor, it wasn't as good. This might turn very nasty on us. I'll give it one round. If Thomas survives, good. If he falls, we're out of here. Oh, that's good. That's great. And they surrender. They're thugs guarding a corrupt official. We rob them. We take everything they have. 14 deniers. He slinks away, hating us, leaving his dead companion. We take a club? Absolutely. Don't know if we've been paid or not. Let's go to the Inn of St. Servatius and look for recruits. With our 47 deniers, we can have neither of these. Voiture half ear, a cut purse, or Gilles the Short, a cut purse. Maybe we don't want a thief. Maybe we want a bandage. There we go. Then what? Do you actually know where we're going? Yeah, we're going to look for a 20th encounter and try and pick up an affordable recruit. We'll go back down to Weiss, where it's... The road splits. The left path cuts through thick woods, shorter but darker. The right follows the river, longer but open. We'll try the shortcut through the woods. The path twists and doubles back. You lose time and scratch yourself on thorns. Ow. Okay. The night soil cart has hit a stone and spilled parts of its load into the road in a steaming brown fan. The driver stands in despair with a rake. Passers-by comment from a safe distance. The smell arrives first, last, and always. Let's just help him. It's disgusting, but it needs to be done. It is the kind of work that makes a man recover old sins. The driver, moved by gratitude or shared disgrace, pays you and tells you where rich kitchens dump scraps. Good information when we're this hard up. Let's check if there's anyone. Ooh, we have lots of money. A merchant. A failed monk. I can read Latin, Greek, and the look on a man's face when he's about to cheat you. Or fastere, the muddy, a merchant. They burned my cart. The goods I can replace, the cart I cannot. I need a new plan. Very high wits, but here we have pretty good across the board, a bit low on strength. If we take the monk, work a shift on the bridge. Oh! Godfrey of the bridge wants a word. Godfrey puts the ledger down on his knees and looks at you a long moment before he speaks. The wind moves for pages. 3 nights ago, 4 wagons came south from Maastricht under the bishop's mark. The driver said grain. The manifest said grain. The wagons sat low on their springs. The way wagons full of grain do not sit low. They sat low the way wagons full of metal sit low. He taps the ledger. My eyes are old, my hand is honest. I have written what I saw. The names, the times, the weights. I have not yet decided what to do with it. There are men in Liege who would pay for the names. There are men in Maastricht who would pay more for me to lose the page. I'm too old for the choice, and you are not. Take a look at the book. Tell me what you would do. Well, Godfrey hands you the ledger. The page is creased and rain-spotted. The writing is a clear old hand. You can see the 4 wagons, the times, the weights. The weights tell the story. But this is the Middle Ages, and if we did not have a priest or member of the nobility in the party, we would be illiterate. Fortunately, we have a priest, otherwise this assumption of literacy feels very modern. The weights tell the story. You will know what to do when you have walked with it, Godfrey says. Come back and tell me, or do not come back. Either is honest. Now, the bishop's men like us. We have done well by them. But there's something dodgy going on here. We'll work a shift. Get 13 deniers. And I'm suspecting that if we take it to Maastricht and the man who runs the bridge loses his job, Lambert the Wanderer is now hot-tempered. Oh, he's new. And we have clubs. There we go. That's why he's a failed priest. Got it. Okay. +2 combat when wounded, -1 at full health. Okay, so if he gets a bash, he'll get angry. And he looks remarkably similar to Engelbert the Wanderer. Possibly because of the Wanderer epithet, which may tie into the portrait. Also, Engelbert's armour is not displaying here. Defence and toughness are 2 different things. Right. Now, it is entirely possible these wagons are not the bishop's men and are using his mark as a facade. We'll go to Liege. More refugees on the road. Let's share food with them while we have some. The woman's eyes fill with tears. The man grips your hand. God remember you, he says. The children eat like wolves. And something. By order of Liege, a mounted sergeant in the bishop's colours reigns across the road, 2 footmen behind him. He demands travel papers, permits, or at least a face that looks properly taxed. His horse is better fed than most men you know. We could lie, pay the inspection fine, wait for them to inspect someone else and slip away. We'll try that. The bishop's men recognise you as a friend. They wave you through. It pays to have allies in the right exile. Glad we didn't pay. So, the guild quarter, I believe. An older man with scarred forearms watches the yard from beside the forge. Let's work a bit. You couldn't keep up. Herdroit pays you half and waves you off. Well, we'll end the day. Cathedral Square? No. Another monk. Well, for now, we need money. And we could almost... Actually, we could definitely afford something protective. But how about... If we spend the night here, I presume that won't use any of our food, right? We could buy some more food. Spend the night here. Seems good. Head up to the farmlands. Work a day there. A small cart sits cocked at the roadside, one wheel free, the axle snapped clean. An older woman in a grey shawl stands beside it, holding a leather bag in both hands. She's not panicking, but she's very much not at ease. "Midwife," she says when you show. 3 hours of walking left and the woman has been in labour since dawn. The cart is finished. I am not. Help me fix this or carry me on your back. Pick one. We can carry her bundles while she walks the donkey. This could be the total of the entire party. We'll try fix the axle. Your repair snaps before the cart rolls 3 paces. The midwife says something about your ancestry that would blister oak. Well, we tried. Let's work a shift in the fields. Try fix the hoof again. Works! Excellent. And then I think head on to Tongeren. 2 men, both bleeding, both still standing, are at each other on the road. One has a turnip in his fist, the other has half a turnip in his teeth. There is a small circle of villagers watching and one boy taking bets. Nobody's intervening. The vendetta is apparently of long standing. Search the young man fairly. Blame the church tithe collector instead. Take the old man's side for it. We'll search if we can. Seems like they're both going to fight us. Can we get a free wound from an intimidation check? We can. And a wallop. A blow. From a sword, no less. Club. Club him. Glancing blow, okay. Got him. Good. We're okay so far. We better start investing in some protective gear though. Right. We definitely fight on. We came out better out of that round. Sword him! Cut him! Kill him! Fucking hell, well that's one way of ending their feud. The whole town's gonna murder us for this. But he's not giving up. Both die. Somehow it doesn't feel like a victory. No spoils remain. The bodies carried only what you've already counted. And let's move on before we get lynched. Not sure how we retain our virtuous reputation after that one. But we do need some food. We'll try the old basilica. She wants a word. Okay. She looks up. The good eye narrows. You! Oh shit, what have we done? Agneta sets down her tally sticks and pulls you aside near the choir door. Is this still a fat beggar? You can count. I've seen you with the market sums, so you will understand this. She lowers her voice. The Basilica's collection box is short every Sunday. 3 deniers some weeks, 5 others. Not enough to be a crisis. Enough to know it is a man, not a child, and not an accident. There are 3 who handle the box. Deacon Joris, who counts with me. Old Lambert the Verger, who locks the church at night. And Adam the Acolyte, who carries the box from the choir to the rectory after Mass. She folds her hands. I do not want a beating. I do not want the bishop. I want to know which one, so I can stop him without anyone losing more than they should. There is a Sunday coming. Watch for 3 of them for me. Listen at the market. Find out. I'll pay you 12 deniers if you can bring me a name I can act on. 8 if you can bring me half a name. None if you bring me a lie. Well, we'll try, and we'll try not to lie. The deacon takes the morning counting. The verger locks at vespers. Adam is between them. Watch when you can. Ask in the right tone, not the wrong one. Come back next Sunday. You will have the answer or you will not. Okay. We'll watch 3 suspects through Sunday Mass. You watch all 3 during the service. Deacon Joris counts with quick professional fingers and a tired face. He does not look at the box twice. Old Lambert the verger sits in the back pew through Mass and rises only at the end to lock the side door. He limps, his hands are stiff with age, which might make stealing the coins tricky. He doesn't look at the box twice. Adam, the acolyte, a thin boy of perhaps 15, carries the box from the choir to the rectory. At the corner before the rectory door, in the shadow of the buttress, his hands move. It is one slow motion. He does it without breaking his step. He would not see himself doing it in a mirror. You follow him into the rectory afterwards. He sets the box on the table. He looks up and sees you standing in the door. You watched, he says. He does not deny it. He is 15 and has not yet learned to lie well. My mother is dying. The bishop will not pay the doctor. I take a denier each week. 3 some weeks. Not more, I swear. And yet more is missing. We'll take him at his word and leave it with him for now. You tell him you will tell Agneta only that the thief is known and the theft will stop. You tell him to put back any of this week's coin he can. You leave him at the table. He stands and walks to a box and puts back 2 deniers with shaking hands. Well then. We'll tell Agneta the counter what we found in the old basilica. Agneta hears you out. When you tell her the thief is known, and the taking will stop, but give her no name, she's still for a moment. You're keeping someone off the rope. Not a question. She does not press it. If the box comes up short, the box is what I answer for. The rest I can leave alone if you can. We'll step away. Right. With that then, in the tavern, is there anyone who might want to come with us? Not for the kind of... Another liar. Same name. Quite possibly. Very similar stats. Seems to be the same character even. Let's head out. Can't go to Weiss, so we'll go to Maastricht. Someone lies face down in the mud. They're not moving. Their pack is still on their back. We'll check if he's alive. They're dead. And they've been dead long enough that searching the body is unpleasant. You find little of value. Probably already looted. Let's be a little cautious about this information. We didn't seem to be able to give it to anyone in Liege, so we will... Okay, Chapter 2. Chapter 3. A power on the road. Reach a top faction rank. Win 10 battles. Become feared. Well, we're known. For fear, I think we'd want better equipment. We'll travel to Weiss. Oh, no. No, no, no. We will purchase food. Then travel on. Work a day on the bridge. We'll talk to Godfrey. I saw the old Count cross this bridge, and his son. The bridge outlives us all. Okay, we'll work a shift. A face from your past. Someone you knew before the road comes across the bridge driving a small cart. They haven't seen you yet. Offer a free pass for old times. We'll talk, chat. A good half hour of news. Godfrey is patient. He even waves their toll. That's a friend's toll, son. Free. But he notices the wagon slips through without counting and pays us less because we were distracted with the chatter. In the Riverside Tavern. Ooh, if only we had a load of money. Okay. Let's head out. Off to the farms to work a day. Then down to Liege to purchase food, or up to the other one, I think. At the market scales, a cloth merchant is shouting that the bishop's weighman keeps a false beam. Light on what I sell, heavy on what I'm taxed. The weighman, tired and official, answers that the scales are the bishop's and therefore beyond question. A crowd is gathering and it has opinions. We'll slip out before the sergeant comes. We don't want to be a part of this. Crowds at the scales end one of two ways, and both involve halberds. Your free street's gone before the sergeant arrives to decide which it will be today. Yeah, we're sticking out of that one. We'll work the fields for a day. Black clouds roll in from the west. There's a quarter of the wheat still uncut. If the rain hits before sundown, half of it rots. Run for help in the village? Or we'll cut everything we should do both, really. We'll run for help because two of Gerard's neighbours come back of you. Between you, the wheat is saved. They take a share, but it beats losing all. Gerard pays you and presses a wrapped loaf into your hand. For the road. Don't argue. Fair enough. Not sure we're actually getting that loaf. Tongeren or Liege? We'll go Tongeren. Buy some food there. A scarred bandit squints at you from beneath an oak. Recognition crawls across his face like a slow knife. Hold, he says. This one has history. We'll laugh as if this is all beneath us. And then we'll fight him. Oh, he was at the ruined church. Get him! Engelbert, who was there at that fight, just about a glancing blow. Okay, we fight on. Club him! Club him good! And again, Lambert. Okay. He strikes through our armour, unfortunately. That is nasty. Right, fight on. Mess him up! He won't be back again. The bandit leader takes a blow that would fell a horse. He'll take his club. We're done looting, apparently. Well, we'll go to the old basilica, work a shift. A boy of about 10 just lifted a wheel of cheese. The cheesemonger is shouting, the boy is sprinting towards you. We can let him pass, run after him and split the take. Now we'll try stop him. He goes down hard. The cheese rolls. The monger takes the boy by the ear. Agneta nods at you grimly. You lost track of the stall's takings. Agneta sighs and pays you less than you had hoped. Well, 8 deniers. We did something good, something bad. And in the market, we will purchase food. Enough to keep us moving for a few days at least. We need a bandage. A bandage is too heavy? Oh dear goodness. Okay. At least our injured man... Well, in that case, we sell a spare club. Now can we have... Bandage is still too heavy. So be it. And at the tavern... 118 deniers for Ermesind. That's a female name. Stinking, a blacksmith's apprentice. Well, if we had the money, that would be great. We don't. Let's stay the night, just a moment. And it still costs us food. Oh god, that's bad. So what's the benefit of staying the night then if it costs us food? It lets us work another day. Okay, we get 13 deniers. End the day, get the hell out of town. Because we need to go back to the farmlands to make money. Small way shrine. We'll pray and make a donation. Of course, God hears us. As far as our characters know. A crowd rings a squealing pig tied to a fence post like a criminal. A red-faced widow swears it ate her dead husband's will. The reeve nods as if this is proper law. The pig smells of mud, feed, and innocence. Let's examine the pig's pen for the missing will in case there's any evidence. You reach too fast and the pig bites your hand hard. The crowd laughs and the reeve calls it interference, and you leave bloodier and poorer in dignity. I'm watching for his wounds to heal, because our wounded man is the one who recovers. We'll work the fields. Good. Leave. Shut up. Always seems to be the bottom person who speaks, never anyone higher up. I'll go back to Liege. Because we're supposed to be able to give this to somebody, not in the back alleys. Cathedral Square. He doesn't trust us. Guild Quarter. We'll work a shift. 4 deniers is terrible. We just don't have the stats to work here. Right, let's try the tavern. Check for recruits for 61 deniers. We could have a cut purse. Let's hold off. 4 people would probably be good, but not that good. We'll buy some food and a bandage. It's not too heavy anymore. Now we'll leave. He's fine now. He's recovering. We're keeping the bandage for if anyone else gets hurt. Farm. A renown is notable. 2 boys face each other on a narrow bridge. 12 and 14 maybe. Each has a knife out. Between them a battered sack of grain. The smaller boy is crying. The larger boy is not. He stole it from our cart. His father traded it to mine fair 3 days ago. 5 seconds from cutting each other. Well, I think we'll use our size and get between them and try and stop this. The road moves on. Whatever you choose, you live with it. And what? I didn't choose an apathetic do nothing option. That didn't feel particularly helpful one way or another. Are incorrect options being selected? And by incorrect, I mean ones I'm not clicking. Well, let's click on an option to work in the fields for a day and get 26 deniers. Is this correct? Working in the farm seems to be far too rewarding. Let's head out of here, go up to Tongeren. In a tavern corner, a large man studies you with the concentration of someone trying to remember whether he hates you already. And if not, he's probably decided he's going to anyway. You, he says at last. Either I owe you a drink or a beating. We can discover which. If we buy him a drink, he'll owe us one. Hey, look, I think you've mistaken us for someone else, man. Nope, he's going to fight. Okay. Unfortunately, we have an edged weapon, which isn't really looked well upon in brawls. I have a feeling This one's going to go our way. But hey, he's defending himself well by virtue of his drunken swaying and staggering. We'll have another go. He's knocked out, apparently. Good. Let's leave before it gets any worse. Work a day at the Basilica, get 12 deniers, better than nothing. The tavern recruits for 131. That's a lot. Let's hold off. Go to market. Buy some food. I know. But the food is kind of paramount at the moment. Then obviously head back to the farmlands because it's ridiculously rewarding. And work the fields. 27 deniers. Either we have really good stats for farming or it just pays very well. So we'll leave, head to Weisse because it's a different place, so why not? A cheerful man with a cart blocks the road, selling holy relics. St. Lambert's authentic fingernail, he announces, holding up a sliver of bark. 10 deniers. Cures plague, gout, and marital difficulties. Beside the fakes, on a leather thong, you notice a small piece of bone. Real by the look of it, worn smooth from being carried. Let's purchase the bone token. You hand over 10 deniers and take the bone token. The relic seller's eyes flick to it as you leave. You picked the right one, you know, he murmurs. Don't ask where I got it. The saint's finger is yours. Can we equip the party? No, we can't do that here. Okay. We can't click on the party here either. So we'll work a shift at the bridge. Cart pulls up, much too heavy. We'll check it. We found what was in it. Good pay, 16 deniers. Okay, and the tavern has Diedrich the Short, a failed monk, with 70 deniers. Affordable, but let's hold off for a little. Yeah, let's talk to the barmaid. A young woman you don't recognise is working the back tables tonight. She catches your eye as you sit down and gives you a small, careful smile. I work 3 nights a week. The keeper pays in copper and cheap stew, but it's honest work. Alright, what's the news? There's a man in Antwerp who buys old letters, specifically letters between Liege and Brabant. He pays well. I don't think Antwerp's on the map. Let's see if we can keep her talking a bit. You're new. Or you've been gone. Either way, welcome. We'll leave for now. Okay. Up to Maastricht, and then I'll probably... Oh, the Commune don't like us a lot. Actually, they don't. The Commune and the Outlaws probably don't like us because we're doing well with the Loyalist faction. And if we head to Maastricht, where they appear to be based, even though they're not that strong there, over to the Brabant Quarter, guard the Pilgrim Road. We can give it a try. Are no gestures toward the Eastern Road. Pilgrims are being bled on the road to the monastery, robbed, sometimes worse. The bishop protects his flock, even from exile. Walk that road and make an example of whoever's working it. We'll accept the job. You take the Eastern Road toward the monastery, watching the tree line. Make your way to the abandoned monastery. Guess what we're going to do? We're going to go to the abandoned monastery, but we're going to get some food first. So many nice things. Oh, the Saint's Finger, we have it. A blackened finger bone in a tarnished silver reliquary. Allegedly St. Lambert's. Probably not. The party feels lucky regardless. +1 luck to all party members. Excellent, so no one needs to equip it. Let's go to the abandoned monastery. 3 pilgrims approach with little wooden crosses on fresh cord. Their cloaks are wrong, their boots too good, and one staff has a sword grip beneath the hand. They smile like men planning to repent later. We'll ask what shrine they travel from. We can pretend to be poorer than we are, give them arms, and they go straight to violence. The false pilgrim of a false pilgrim leader. There was supposed to be 3 of them. We must have taken one out already. Let's see if we can get an early wound on one. Took him out. Okay, and the other one surrendered. Well, they're robbers. Whatever they have didn't really belong to them in the first place. We're confiscating it just for money. We'll take that club too. The cloister bell rings the hours. Is this place abandoned or not? The writing seems undecided. We'll check the chapel. Search for relics. Don't find anything. Possibly because we found something already. We'll leave the abandoned monastery and head back to Maastricht. There's a shortcut. We'll follow the straight road. Long and uneventful. We arrived tired but unscathed. Nothing new in the Brabant Quarter. We've apparently been paid well. We'll go to market, buy some food. Sell a spare club we don't need. If you like a lot of chocolate on your biscuit, we'll put some on there and you can join it. Try not to join the club, it'll leave a bump on your head. Right, so. Ooh. Would be nice to save up for some more armour at some point. For now, though, we can... Oh. The river docks. Yeah. A warrior man with a Brabant accent stands at the head of the wharfs, ledger in hand. He looks up. Let's work a shift as dockhands. Okay. Barges, barrels, sweat, rope burn. And so counts are to pay without comment. You earn 15 deniers. Not bad. We still do better at the farms. Let's go back to the farms and end the episode there. We'll go to Weisse. Oh, a merchant's little disaster. A grain seller stands cursing at a writhing sack. A ferret bursts out, dives back in and sends grain spilling into the mud. The merchant blames rivals, demons and poor breeding and will try catch the animal. It darts up your sleeve in panic and leaves blood when it exits. The merchant gets his entertainment for free. Yeah, that's ferrets for you. Work a shift on the bridge. End the day. Not that it paid particularly well. Anyone we can take with us? Yeah, but expensive. A farmhand. Very strong. Probably good on the farms. We will depart for the farmlands. Where we will work a shift on the farm. Help him with the horse's hoof. Yep, good pay. Ridiculously good pay again. And we'll go up to Tongeren, why not? Uh-oh. Cut fresh into a roadside oak. 3 notches and a slash. The sign the road's quieter folk leave for one another. A ragged figure sits across the way, whittling, not looking at you, waiting to see whether the mark means anything to you at all. We can answer the sign, cut the reply beneath it. I have no idea. Fix the tree in memory to report later. Oh, fix the tree in memory, not pretend you saw nothing. What does the sign mean? Not sure. We pretend we saw nothing. You let your eyes slide off the marked bark and walk on at an unhurried pace. The whittler goes back to his stick. Some conversations are safest never to have. So in Tongeren we'll go work at the old basilica. terrible pay. We shall seek food at the market. Consider. Ooh, ash leather armor. Really, it doesn't look that pale. The goods here aren't. We'd probably be better off going to a city for oh no, wait, yeah. Ooh. The hatchet's only 2 attack, it's not brilliant. Getting some more armour for one of our men would be great. It would mean we could handle fights better. We might want to sod it. Oh! Not the bottom guy commenting. Excellent. So. Farms, work, vice, buy. Or do we go straight to Maastricht? We go straight there. And no work yet. Work at the docks for a day. 15 deniers, better than nothing. Check the inn. A heavy-set man at the next table is now drunk enough that he is offering to the whole room to tell secrets for the price of a cup. We'll buy him a cup, but just for one. He drinks, then leans in conspiratorially. The Bishop's Seneschal, the one in Liege, has been paying for someone in the Brabant quarter. I don't know, but there's a man. He winks heavily and falls asleep in his cup. You're not sure what to do with this. I'll probably have forgotten by the next episode anyway. Anyone willing to walk the road of us? A merchant who wants a very high fee and would need a decent weapon to be good in a fight. Let's not. Let's go to the market square. Purchase some food. And then say, hey, while we're here. Oh, that would be really nice, mind you. But let's be a bit more reasonable. We have defense 2. Lambert used to be a priest. He's a beggar. He can't. Wait. He gets more dangerous when he's wounded. Whereas Thomas has a slightly higher base offensive stat. So we'll put the armour on Thomas on the understanding that if Lambert suffers an injury, he'll fight a bit better for us. And with that, I think I'm going to leave the episode. Things seem to be going relatively well. I think we've experienced a few bugs that may need fixing. I hope you've all enjoyed this episode, and I'll look forward to seeing you all in the very next one. I'll say goodbye for now though, and cheerio everyone. See you all soon.